Hey guys, welcome back again to Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. When we last left off, we played through Teddy's side, see where he has been, how did he got into the TV world before everything happened. Turns out that he magically appeared in there, which kind of odd. But he wasn't that so different than the rest of them. So yeah. Now we're gonna go through Naoto Shirogane. She's gonna be absolutely interesting. I think one of the most piquing interest to how she couldn't get involved with, obviously, with Yu's party, welcome back party, and obviously I guess she had her own sort of investigation. It turns out that we discovered through Akihiko that she's been investigating the whole situation with the robbery in the airport, so most likely that's going to be touched upon that. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. So yeah, let's get right into Naoto Shirogane.
What follows are my impressions of the organization called the Shadow Operatives, as well as their leader, Mitsuru Kirijo.
Interesting. Why would you investigate them?
My fingers fly across the keyboard. My last case was special. I need to complete my report before I forget any important details. My name is Naoto Shirogane. I'm a detective. The Shirogane family has been working as detectives for generations. Though I'm young and still in high school, I've been given the opportunity to take on several cases and have built up experience as a detective. My work has earned me some trust, as every so often the police will come to me for my assistance. That's where this story begins. A sudden request from the Inaba Police Department. That was about a month ago, early April. Last summer, I received a request from the prefectural police to come to the town of Inaba. A bizarre series of murders was occurring. A corpse would turn up every morning after a foggy night. In the end, it turned out to be the most difficult case of my career. It's been about 2 weeks since that case has closed. No, from the public's viewpoint, 4 months have passed since the crimes were stopped. The culprit has been arrested and prosecuted. Peace has returned, but with it comes a depressing proposition. I'm not unwilling to help the police again, but my involvement with the previous case is not something I like to go through again. To be completely honest, that particular case was no simple series of murders.
Oh my god. I think when I just go chill moment and I'm part of the heat doesn't really help, and I go like I kind of like go super tired. Come on, wake wake myself up. Sorry about that, guys.
During the course of my investigation, I obtained a supernatural power known as my persona, making me more than just a detective. I collaborated with other persona users and became directly involved with the events of the case. Of course, I was to tell this to the police, but it would be treated as nonsense. Worst case scenario, I would be discredited. Have to leave out those details while explaining the events of the case is more than a little nerve-wracking. It feels like lying. But there you have it. While on my way to the police department for this new case, I go through a list of possible questions and answers I would need. Something's different today, though. After greeting the receptionist, I'm not led to the usual dull meeting room. Instead, I'm taken to a reception area on the top floor. A leather stripped sofa and curved wooden table.
Sorry about that, guys.
An obvious in Richet's setting.
Looks like this may take some time.
If this was just going to be paperwork, a basic questioning, they would have brought me to this special room. Is it a new case? I have to wait several minutes before someone comes to speak with me. When the door finally opens, a man wearing a suit, not fitting the uniform of a local officer, walks in.
I'm sorry about the wait.
He hands me his
Allow
card.
me to introduce myself.
His card has a Lengthy title: National Police Agency, Security Bureau, Security Planning Division. I was shocked. They are more commonly known as the Public Safety Police. The Security Planning Division is the command center of departments that handle terrorist threats, coup d'etat plots, and foreign affairs. The secret police also belong to this group. But why would a person of such importance come all the way to a rural locally like this? I look him in the eyes. He appears to be measuring me
I
up.
see you're enough on the ball that you don't need a lengthy introduction. Good.
Without any further talk, the man gets to his point.
Have you heard of the Kirijo Group?
I doubt there are many who haven't.
I'll get right to the point. We'd like to hire you to perform a sub-rosa investigation on them.
You need a corporation quietly investigated. Why me?
I would agree if shadows and personas weren't involved.
This time I'm unable to hide my surprise. But the man continues, either failing to see or purposefully ignoring my
One
reaction.
summer 12 years ago, there was an explosion at the Kirijo-owned Tatsumi Port Island, killing over 50 people.
Alright.
You would have been very young at the time.
I've reviewed that case. The official explanation was that a gas main leaked during a construction project. Afterwards, though, a bizarre rumor saw quite a bit of circulation.
The mass media noticed that there was a suspiciously large number of researchers amongst the casualties. They floated the theory that the official explanation was a lie, and that the explosion was really caused by some dubious experiment.
No concrete evidence was ever found to support those claims, though. As I recall, the matter was left unsettled. Some may still remember the incident, though I don't think many could recall the finer points.
Those rumors were all true.
His voice becomes firm.
What?
Those researchers under Koetsu Kirijo, the old Kirijo group manager, were working on harnessing the power of shadows. The experiment went awry, and they lost control of the shadows. That's what caused the explosion.
Experiments using shadows. They lost control? Are you saying the shadows flooded the city? The real world?
I can't speak to that. There was no way of getting hard answers back then. No one took the spooky stories seriously. But that accident got the government and the police's attention. Though they didn't launch an investigation until a year or two ago.
That couldn't be helped. Law can only preside over the world as we know it. Things that can't be explained can't be
Only
governed.
those in the Kirijo group know exactly what happened and how much of the aftermath was dealt with.
The aftermath.
That word has a bad ring to it. It brings to mind a cover-up of some dark
Their
secret.
cleanup efforts continued until quite recently. They were using some method known only to them, entirely behind our backs. We think they've been conducting illegal activities in the 10 years since then, while hiding behind their cleanup efforts.
Huh.
And you wish for me to confirm this?
Not only do you have a relationship with us, you have a persona and extensive experience in the field. We can't think of a better candidate.
And since I'm not directly affiliated with the police, if I were to be caught in a trap, it wouldn't lead back to you.
If that's the way you want to put it.
How does he know though?
My reply was meant to be sarcastic, but this conversation is exceptionally draining. I must applaud public safety. They know everything about anybody they chose to investigate. There's no point in trying to bargain with them. He continues explaining indifferently, as if able to sense my resignation.
Last year, in conjunction with the Kirijo group, we established an unofficial department in the force, nicknamed the Shadow Operatives. It's a special unit capable of dealing with shadow-related cases.
This is news to my ears. That's a rather bold move. You went so far as to join forces with the ones you suspect of illicit activities?
That's exactly why we did it. We must keep a leash on them by integrating them into the system.
But the police are far behind information-wise. Officially, you are higher on the chain of command, but less so in practice.
I start throwing out a theory as I begin to get a grasp on what's taking place. The man didn't so much as flinch, but he didn't give me much of an answer either.
You'd need some leverage to keep your hold on them. Thus, this secret investigation.
That will depend on your answer.
Okay. My God, what's wrong with me, dude? Today I'm sleepy mood today. Sorry. I am interested though, because how does this guy know? I mean, he's in public safety, so public safety police, and I guess they kind of have like a record on everybody, but how? I don't know.
So that's their game plan. I figured as much. An organization as big as the Creature Group is hiding the secret about shadows. Now, should I take the job or not? As a person with persona abilities, I'm naturally interested in learning how much is known about the shadows. And this job could potentially give me leverage over the government in the future. While I'm deep in thought, the man continues, as if he can read my
If
mind.
you think we're hiring you to further our organization, you're mistaken.
I can't help but look up to the obvious change in his
Our
tone.
sources say it's possible that they've been talking students from a Kirijo-owned school into doing their dirty work. They've been pleading ignorance while making ordinary kids clean up whatever messes they've left. And that, we don't forgive. We're supposed to be upholding the law. We can't overlook things like this.
He's surprisingly sincere. He's staring right at me. Unlike before, his eyes are strong and bold. He truly doesn't want anyone innocent to suffer. Of course, this could be an act to convince me, but even then, I do agree with that opinion. All that remains is to find out Kiriji's
All right.
intentions.
In that case, I accept. Though I don't plan on abandoning my school life here. I'll do what I can to help, but only within those limits.
I would never have dictated conditions like this before. The reason I had come to this town and transferred to Yasogami High School was for my investigation. But the school life and the dear friends that I've gained have become irreplaceable to me. It may sound childish to demand that I stay with my friends, but if they refuse to budge in that regard, that's that. However,
That's fine with us.
he accepts my condition almost too easily. He then immediately begins to explain the details
At
of
the
the
end of
case.
this month, the Kirijo group is airlifting some special cargo. Kirijo has asked our help in making sure the cargo is transported safely. We'd like you to accompany them as a police observer.
What do they mean, transported safely?
A police escort, assurance of no public investigation if any unforeseen situation were to arise. Things like that. Of course, if anything does happen, we will hold them responsible.
And what is this special cargo?
It's something to do with the shadow research. They've admitted that much, but we don't know the exact details. According to our research, it's most likely something from the old ergonomics research laboratory, classified as risk level 4. In other words, even though it's sealed up tight, it's extremely dangerous.
They even have a risk scale for this thing for things like this. It seems that Kirijo's research goes into a variety of different things.
Also,
As I'm thinking, the man slides a photograph to me. It's a beautiful young lady. Her eyes shows a strong will as striking as her blazing red hair. That hair reminds me of something. I may have seen her picture while going through the documents regarding the Port Island incident. Of course, the girl in those pictures was much younger.
this woman will be on that flight. Her name is Mitsuru Kirijo.
Kirijo.
She's the oldest daughter of the Kirijo family, Koetsu Kirijo's granddaughter. It was he who devised the experiments 12 years ago. You should know that she's also a powerful persona user.
Persona user besides us? I was suspecting something like this, but to hear it out loud is still shocking. So there are persona users other than those involved in that case last
We
year.
believe she took the lead in gathering students 3 years ago, when she was still in high school. We'd like you to first go to her residence and meet with her.
All right.
I'm sure you figured out by now, since she's a high-ranking Kirijo group official and a persona user, but she's a shadow operative. She's member number 1, the general manager. And not because she's a Kirijo, but because she has the abilities to back it up. Can you do this? If she's dirty, then this won't be easy for you.
I already accepted your assignment, so I must simply make the best of it.
I offer my hand. He has the firm grip of someone who's worked on the front lines of the law. A few days later, I receive a message informing me that the transport is to be on the 1st of May. It's on a school day, but since I've taken the job, there's nothing I can do about it. In fact, I should be glad that this didn't overlap with the extended holiday. I haven't heard the details, but I expect to have some important arrangements during Golden Week. Arrangements to reunite with my upperclassman, Yu Narukami, who was the leader of our group during last year's incident. I kept thinking about our reunion. It's only been 2 weeks since he left, but it feels much longer. I suppose that goes to show how much I'm looking forward to it. But I'm going off track. I need to think about my new job, so I hastily pull myself together. Alright. Huh. 1st of May. The cargo is due to be transported from a laboratory near the Kirijo mansion. I make my way to the mansion to present myself and end up accommodating the security detail. The limousine is incredibly long. Apparently, it isn't all that rare for the upper class in other countries to ride in cars this large, but it's downright comical on the tiny roads of Japan. That was where I met Mitsuru Kirijo in person.
Nice to meet you. My name is Naoto Shirogane. I'll be acting as an observer today.
I've been told about you. It's nice meeting you as well. I'm Mitsuru Kirijo.
Oh my god. Her beauty is enough to attract everyone's attention. She was so much less imposing than in the picture.
I didn't expect the police's observer to be so young.
Does that bother you?
No. I didn't mean to downplay your abilities. Forgive me.
I take a look at Kirijo-san's face. She's the only daughter of the founding family, but it's been 2 years since she renounced the practice of the Kirijo group being run by the family. In other words, she's simply the CEO's daughter now, not the heir to the company. She must be used to constant stress. Being a female leader at such a young age, getting people to acknowledge her must have been a struggle. I don't need to mince my words in dealing with types like her. I decide to cut to the chase.
What are the contents of your cargo?
I'm ashamed to have to admit this, but since the original researchers have passed away, we don't know what's in it either. We can't allow the worst-case scenario for such an item to come to pass in the middle of a city. That's why we plan to transfer these items to a distant facility according to their indicated risk level.
A natural decision. Her posture, her actions, if that was all an act, I must commend her for her ability to deal with the unexpected. But personally, my impression is that she's a trustworthy person. Before leaving, I had a chance to see the Kirijo mansion. I have to say, it's surprisingly simple. It felt as though it was prioritizing function and efficiency over meaningless luxury, perhaps a reflection of her own personality. At any rate, her intelligence and presence are proof enough of her upbringing. If she was hiding something, it would be hard to figure it
Then I'll
out.
stay near the cargo along with the police escort. I'll contact you immediately if anything happens.
All right. If anything is unclear to you, feel free to ask me.
Her eyes look straight at me, and I feel like she could see through anything. I end our conversation shortly after I quietly wait for us to arrive. Alright. So we're at the airport. The limousine transport truck and multiple security cars reached the airport without any incident. The cargo may be dangerous, but according to the records, it was kept safely in storage for the past 10 years. Plus, it is worthless to the average person. Because of this, the people involved in the security don't look tense. Kirijo-san hands her servant her travel bag. It's almost as if she's simply going on vacation.
Yakushima.
The plane's destination is one of the southern islands. I'm sure it'd be fun to go with everyone. I realize what I'm thinking. I have to laugh to myself. A year ago, I never would have considered that it would be fun to spend time with others. But I can't help but think that way now. Soon they'll begin moving the cargo out of the truck. I clear my mind of daydreams and look back to the truck. They pass through the gate for large cargo shipments. The shipment is in imposing metal cases, but among all other shipping containers, it doesn't attract much attention from the airport staff. It's not long before the final case is unloaded from the truck. It's obviously different from the rest. It's covered in what seems to be a heavy industrial grade steel, about a meter wide and broad, and 2.5 meters tall. Seems like something very special is in there, but even if someone was targeting the shipment, it would be impossible to steal that. 4 men in suits slowly tip the case sideways to place it on the cart. Seeing it on its side reminds me of something. It looks like a coffin. The moment I realize that, a shiver runs down my spine. It does look big enough for a person to lie down in. Could there really be something else? Something inside? Could it be that this tight security is not to prevent theft, but to keep the cargo from escaping? No. How could I imagine things like this without any proof? I shake my head to clear it of these pointless thoughts. Am I just shaken because I heard this was something to do with shadows? Eventually, the check-in process is complete, and the announcement to begin boarding echoes through the airport. I relax a little, relieved that nothing has happened up to this point. Once the plane takes off, the only thing in our way is the sky. I had to put on a earpiece tuned to the police radio to keep up with the current situation. So far, nothing was out of the ordinary. Kirijo-san's group finished checking in and had boarded the plane. The cargo should be loaded soon. After I supervised that, I'll check in, and suddenly an urgent voice jumps into the broadcast.
Squawk code has changed to 7500.
7,500.
I have trouble mentally shifting gears after the long period of inactivity. I never imagined I would hear that number with my own ears.
7,500? A hijacking?
Is the plane I'm investigating being hijacked? That can't be a coincidence. Could this have been set up by the police of the Kirijo group? No, there's no benefit from either of them to get involved with the general public. So if that's the case,
Is it the cargo they want?
there really is something about there really is someone after the cargo. Wait, if they're after the cargo, why hijack the plane? If they're not trying to steal the cargo, could they be after Kirijo-san? No, doesn't feel right. Hijacking is an efficient method to carry out a kidnapping or an assassination. If they have the time or resolve to pull this off, they would be far better off trying to take over the plane in mid-flight. I can't figure out their objective. Why would they do something that attracts so much attention? This is a very peculiar time to attempt a takeover of the plane. Most likely, they're trying to divert by having distraction and basically unfocus the real objective. I think that's what's going on here. Very peculiar indeed. Hijacking before departure forfeits the biggest benefits of hijacking. But at the same time, all normal airport operations will come to a halt while everyone turns their focus on the plane in question. The airport will naturally stop loading baggage onto the plane while this hijack goes on. It's a perfect distraction. So they are after the cargo.
If that was the case, the hijacking is only a decoy. But would they really risk their lives hijacking a plane over one piece of cargo?
As I scan the area from my viewpoint up into the boarding area. I see a van that had been parked near the cargo area suddenly peel out. Suspicious departure at this time? I have a bad feeling about this. But the cargo was just unloaded right in front of my eyes. I didn't see anyone steal it. Hold on. 4 men in suits with a hand cart. I didn't see them. I lost track of them in the rush of activity after the hijack call. I grind my teeth and interrupt the radio call.
002, over. A suspicious vehicle is leaving the scene. Stay in pursuit. It's a large vehicle, about 2 tons. License plate.
I heard someone confirm with Roger, but there's shouting and confusion going on in the background. I'm unsure if my intention had been understood. I will not cross the airport by myself. I need to grab hold of these people's tail, even if only to get a few hairs. Of course, there's no way that I could catch a vehicle on foot, but I have a plan. I run down the escalator and bolt for the passenger pickup at the arrivals lobby. I look around outside and there it is, just as I thought. The suspicious vehicle was coming this way. The airport's road layout is a loop. After leaving the departure lobby, cars must take a turn and curve back around to the arrival lobby before being able to reach the surface streets. I hide in the crowd and wait for the van to get close. And as it passes by, I throw a small sticky lump. Luckily for me, it strikes and sticks low on the van's side. There's a compact transmitter in there. You'll have to be pretty close to pick up the signal, but it's better than nothing. I take my hat off and wipe my forehead. The pedestrians around me begin to stir. Everyone stops and stares at the other smartphones. I didn't need to look. I knew. The first news of the hijack is hitting the media. I put my hat back on and pull the brim low. I'll have to be careful not to let all the information flying about confuse me. I keep my guard up as I quickly walk back to the departure lobby. After another 45 minutes pass without any more clear information coming through. There's chaos on the radio, and people are in panic. But after an hour, the confusion suddenly stops and a shocking report
All
comes in.
personnel on scene. The suspects have been apprehended. The hijacking is over. I repeat.
They dealt with it so soon?
Though some passengers were ill, there were no casualties. As far as I know, the hijackers didn't even make any demands. It's hard to think that the police could have negotiated with them. But on the other hand, there's no indication that the special assault team had stormed the plane. Did the group surrender? Not that their decoy objective was complete.
What's going on here?
Just then, a radio call came in directly for me.
Operator to 002, over. The hijacking has been dealt with, but the transfer must be cancelled. The whereabouts of one piece of cargo cannot be confirmed. All indications are that it has been stolen.
Then that vehicle earlier. Are you still in pursuit?
We're tracking it through the end system. Head to the guest room immediately so we can discuss our response.
It looks like my call to report that suspicious van had not been a mistake.
Understood.
Alright. Soon after, the involved parties were gathered in the conference room. Kirijo-san and the police are talking hurriedly. A good number of this quickly put together team are not aware. A good number of this quickly put together a team are not aware of the team are not aware. Okay, I think I'm not sure if there should be like something there. A good number of this quickly put together team are not aware of the confidential. I think that sounds like even better. Team are not aware of the confidential nature of this matter. I imagine things won't be proceeding so smoothly. At any rate, the van on the run can be tracked through the N system. The hijackers were handed over the airport police, while those of us who knew the truth about the cargo were moved to one of our buildings.
That was a very tidy operation. I had thought it would take at least half a day.
To put it delicately, we had someone with special abilities handling this. Then again, though we prevented any harm from coming to the hostages, we lost the cargo.
Nothing for it, I suppose. Who would have expected an entire hijacking to cover up the theft of some cargo?
Well,
I must apologize to you as well. I was the closest at hand when it happened.
No, you did more than enough. It's thanks to your sharp eyes that we're able to track the suspicious vehicle now. I'm impressed that you realized in all the chaos that the cargo was the true target. You even spotted their getaway truck.
Thank you. Our next step should be to interrogate the suspects in custody and...
Sadly, it won't be that simple. I haven't heard much yet, but it seems they're having unexpected difficulties with the interrogation. It will take some time.
If they were prepared to risk their lives for this operation, I suppose they won't break so easily.
We made an error in judgment. We were too focused on preventing the item itself from doing any damage.
But since they targeted something so unusual, that should narrow down the suspect pool.
I can't deny it's possible that someone connected to the Kirijo group is behind this. Thank you for your assistance, Shirogane. I'm sorry to have involved you in this mess, but the professionals will take it from here.
Professionals. In other words, she plans to investigate this herself as a shadow
Does that
operative.
mean my work here is done?
I'm afraid so. We do value your cooperation.
This was a bit of a pickle. The creature group and the police want to keep this under wraps. That is, they cannot open a public investigation. On top of that, the Shadow Operatives are technically an organization working for the police. So there's no room for freelancers here. Which means there's no need for me to be involved in the investigation any further. Insisting to stay on this case would only draw attention. With no other choice, I decided to take my leave.
It's gonna be a while for us to go into the present time of for the rest of the crew. You know, with the fighting and that kind of stuff.
It must have been chaos at the office, despite the unusual events. The man who hired me has not yet gotten in touch. I entertained the thought of returning home to Inaba, but luckily enough, I've brought enough luggage for a short trip out of town. I decided to stay the night at a business hotel near the airport. I'll wait a while for my client to contact me. Time passes. At 9 o'clock, I finally receive a phone call from the man.
Things have taken an unexpected turn. This case is under the jurisdiction of the Shadow Operatives now.
That will make it very difficult to continue my secret investigation.
But right now, you're the only one we have who's gotten that close. We heard you earned Kirijo's trust after the hijacking.
I mean, who wouldn't?
We'd like you to keep up your investigation. We're currently making arrangements for you to pick it up again in a natural way.
What are you gonna have me do? I will not act as a spy.
I'll be in touch later.
He hangs up without waiting for my reply. I sigh. I feel a weight in my heart. This has a high possibility of turning into a private investigation from the shadows. Pretty much a polite way of saying corporate espionage. If I'm to take on this job, I need to have some sort of plan. At any rate, I cannot plan my movements without knowing how the situation is progressing. It would be far better to prepare for tomorrow instead of getting worked up with worry. I read the newspaper and watch some of the TV coverage of today's events, then go to bed earlier. A day passes, and even by the night of May 2nd, the man has not contacted me again. It seems the police are having trouble zeroing in on the suspicious vehicle. Considering the skill with which the crime was pulled off, I wouldn't be surprised if that van had been dumped somewhere and the cargo loaded onto another vehicle. Going through all that possibility is just a way to kill time. It's the only thing I had to do. Nothing happened until the sky began to darken as the sun went down. My phone finally rang. Surprisingly, the name of the screen brought a smile to my face.
Yes, Shirogane speaking.
Hi, Nato-kun. Oh, I'm not interrupting your work, am I?
No, it's quite alright.
Sorry to call so late. I wanted to at least give it one more shot about tomorrow.
That's right. So much has been happening that I completely forgot that the school holiday starts tomorrow. And of course, we're supposed to have a reunion with Yu-senpai when he visits from the city tomorrow. I was supposed to be able to meet up with them, but I didn't imagine that I'd be stuck here for 3 days thanks to the attempted hijacking at the airport. But since I've undertaken the job, I have obligations that I can't just abandon. I'm starting to actually feel some anger towards whoever the culprits are.
I'm sorry, but it seems I still won't be able to make it. I'm actually not in Inaba at the moment, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that. Oh, then I guess you can't check even if it rains.
Even if it rains?
Oh, nothing. Just talking to myself.
What's
it's
that?
okay, Nato-kun. I know there are people who'd be in trouble without you. You need to stay there and help them out.
Yes. Well,
Help them out, huh? It irritates me to know that what I'm going to do is pretty much spy
it
work.
really is a shame. Give my regards to Senpai and the others, won't you?
Will do. Good luck with the job.
I hung up the phone, seeing my dear senpai again. I feel that that's much more important than a job with an uncertain outcome. And I feel a little sad that I'm gonna miss it. Maybe I should just turn the case down and make a surprise visit
I wonder
tomorrow.
if any train would make it in time.
But it looks like the case is not about to let me leave. After my talk with Chie-san, I began to prepare for bed. And that's when the public safety official called me again.
It seems we may be back on for the secret investigation. Mitsuru Kirijo just requested our cooperation. We agreed. A detective by the name of Kurosawa will be heading out tomorrow. We want you to accompany him to the rendezvous point.
When I asked about this Kurosawa fellow, I received an unanticipated answer. Apparently, he had helped Kirijo-san's activities on his own while he was a constable. Even though his superiors didn't understand what Kirijo-san was up to, he followed his own instincts and helped her to protect his town. Normally he would be punished for this, but the situation took a 180-degree turn thanks to the establishment of these shadow operatives. His knowledge has been invaluable, and rather than being disciplined, he has been promoted to plainclothes detective.
Kurosawa is willing to leak you whatever info he learns about the Kirijo group through his cooperation with
Kurosawa?
them.
Here's some weapons. Here's some weapons.
I'm surprised he agreed to that. Hasn't he assisted Kirijo-san and her group in the past?
I'm afraid that's something you'll have to ask him about, although he seems to have his own agenda.
I confirmed several other details before ending the call. Detective Kurosawa. If he's working with Kirijo group, it could be something of a problem. But if they have information to leak, that means they must have located the vehicle in question. Still, considering how long it took them to find it, he may be in for a long trip. Where am I going to be sent now? I shrugged to myself. The next day, May 3rd. I meet with Detective Kurosawa. I expected someone who looked shadier, but the man appeared hardworking and honest.
Kurosawa.
I'm Naoto Shirogane. Thank you for your assistance.
I've heard rumors about you, Ace Detective. Let's get going.
I can hear you, Shinji. But you're not. You're just the voice actor doing Kurosawa, which it literally is, Kurosawa. So it's interesting. Obviously, Kurosawa has been that type of character. He's the shop. He's the one that he sells you the weapons on the events of Persona 3. Which now he is a detective. He's not a police anymore. He's not just a police officer. He's now a detective, and that's why I think you may find Akihiko would like to go the same route. So Kurosawa is more like an inside of the Persona 3 group than you may think not. But it's good to see him again. I definitely miss him. We make our greeting brief, and I get into Detective Kurosawa's car. There he is. You look more aggressive, I guess. Look at that. A private investigation in a location that I have no prior knowledge or experience of. This was a depressing job in the first place, and the addition of more unknown variables is only making me more displeased with it.
Pretty listless.
Oh no, I'm fine. Where are we headed, by the way?
The place where they found the getaway car from the hijacking. A town called Inaba. It's a small place with an odd history. They just had a bizarre serial murder case there last year.
Inaba?
I can't stop the surprising from showing him my voice.
That's your hometown, right? Isn't that why they're sending you?
I'm at a loss for words, but Detective Kurosawa continues instead of waiting for me to
The request
reply.
I got from the shadow operatives was to assist in gathering information about those murders. They want me to meet with a supervising detective of that case and ask him for the full story. Not only are they part of public safety, they're an unofficial unit. They can't come to the district police for information.
Why him? Is his case related to the robbery in some way?
Public safety is sharper than you might think. They do basic reviews on all cases to see if shadows were involved. Inaba is on their watch list now. And with that cargo being brought there, they naturally suspect a connection between the cases.
If there is a connection, then it might be related to our case. I begin to have ominous thoughts, and my expression darkens. But Detective Kurosawa doesn't probe into that topic. Perhaps he's the type of person who doesn't judge people based on evidence, but gets a feel for them through conversation and actions. How am I reflected in his eyes? I can't help but wonder. Detective Kurosawa goes inside the Inaba's police station while I wait in the car near the junkyard. The various sights of Inaba seem strange somehow. The detective in charge of this case must be none other than Dojima-san. Detective Ryotaro Dojima. Of course I am familiar with him. And not just through our profession. Dojima-san acted as Yu Senpai's guardian while he stayed in Inaba. I feel like I'm betraying him as well, and can't stop myself from sighing again. Soon enough, Detective Kurosawa steps out of the station. I thought he was coming back. But halfway to the car, he turns and walks into the junkyard. I wonder what he's doing. I stick my head out to the window and try to track him. There's another car packed behind the pile of junk. This distinctive grill style. That's Kiryu-san limousine. I hurriedly pull my head back into the car. That's right, Detective Kurosawa came here to cooperate with Kiryu-san. But still, to bring me along and park so close to her is... Then again, it's very unnatural to park far from a rendezvous point. Detective Kurosawa made the right decision. I come down and slide into the rear seat, keeping my head low. Still, Kiryu-san uses the black limousine while undertaking her shadow operative duties as well. That car sticks out like a sore thumb here in Inaba. Heck, it's distinctive anywhere in Japan. What would someone as clever as Kiryu-san take that car on a special mission like this? Does she have some profound reasoning behind it? After a while, Detective Kurosawa finally comes back to the car.
Kurosawa-san, may I ask you something? Why are you working with public safety?
You're asking that now? I thought that would be your very first question.
After wiping a dry smile from my face, Detective Kurosawa turns to me with an incredible serious expression.
You can spy on Mitsuru Kirijo and her shadow operatives to your heart's content and never find anything suspicious. But for that to be understood, at some point or another, everything she does has to be investigated to eliminate those doubts. In which case, it's better someone like you do the investigating than someone official who will never understand. That's all there is to it.
Man, I miss Kurosawa, and his involvement in this game is actually pretty cool. Like this, I was like, you know, he kind of like, I kind of went for a whole fucking year. That was, you know, trying to provide the creature group, and now this, you know, he doesn't care. It's like he cares, but he doesn't care. He's just cool. So he does have his reasons after all.
Cooperation.
I'll leave the rest in your hands.
He's more like Snake. I exit the vehicle. Kurosawa-san takes his car onto the highway and speeds outside. He has no doubts whatsoever regarding Kirito-san's activities. To be honest, I'm inclined to agree with him, but I can't jump to conclusions without any evidence. I use heaps of junk as cover to sneak close to the limousine and watch. Long after, I see two people exit the vehicle. One of them is Kirito-san. However, unlike when I saw her at the airport, she's wearing equipment like suited for combat. The other person looks strange.
Is that the fabled humanoid weapon?
There was information about a humanoid weapon mixed in all with all the data I had about the creature group. When I first saw it, I was confused. But that had to be what was standing in front of me. It seems natural, almost lifelike. There's no denying that it's an artificial construct. It seems that the rumors of an unorthodox anti-shadow unit were true. Another man comes to join to see them. He too was dressed in an outlandish attire. He was shirtless and wore a red cloak like a desert nomad. The perfect example of someone who ought to be detained for questioning. I compare his face to the list of pictures of the people involved with the situations. While his taste in clothing has changed, I believe that this man is Akihiko Sanada. I can imagine what would possess him to go out about dressing like that, but I speculate about their actions. What business do they have here in a junkyard? There's nothing here but a pile of broken household electronics and abandoned televisions. Then it hits me. Detective Kurosawa had told Kirijo-san about last year's incident, and of course she has prior knowledge of personas and shadows. Then no doubt she's heard of the idea of entering the TV world. After all, it appears many times in the testimony of the killer from last year. Dojima-san may have disregarded it for being too far-fetched, but Detective Kurosawa must have caught on. I take a closer look. There's a mound of old television sets. Victims of last year's switch to digital
They're
broadcast.
not planning to enter a TV from here, are they?
Even I say that, the mechanical girl already has her hand sticking into the TV screen. It's exactly as I thought. The mere fact that they are testing what they've heard so recently cannot bode well. Uncertainty crosses my mind. The three of them are clearly preparing to enter the television. Should I blow my cover and warn them about what they're doing? If they enter, they may not be able to leave. The other world should no longer be dangerous anymore, and I heard from Yosuke-senpai that he asked Teddy to leave the exit TV out just in case. If they're persona users, they should be able to handle the shadows. They shouldn't be in any peril, but Kirijo-san made a decision faster than I could.
So we see the... But do we see it from a different angle?
The other members will wait here in the car.
Yeah. If we all barge in and something happens, we'll be devastated.
Now that you mention it, at least one of us should be staying behind as well.
I am not staying.
Us three will be plenty. We'll end this in a flash. No problem.
The same as always. Although, we have no idea what might be waiting for us on the other side. Don't get careless.
Right.
This situation, it brings back memories.
Ready!
Alright, nothing different so far. Of course, he hears when we saw Naoto. But is there a different interaction here? Or she goes like a dialogue like, okay, I'll enter.
Why enter the TV? What's going on?
I stand there
Is
blankly.
the stolen cargo inside the TV?
Should I chase after them? If we turn back here, we may never be able to find the three of them again. And if that happens, the truth about the case will be lost forever. If her property was placed into the TV world, it means that whoever stole it knows the truth about last year's events. If that's the case, then I can't ignore this, no matter what my assigned task is.
Well,
Plus,
if they're determined to enter the TV despite not knowing the risks, I can hardly allow cowardice to prevent me from following.
I realize that the straw breaking the camel's back is not logic, but my pride, I smile to myself. But my mind was made up. I stand up, look around, then step inside the same television they used.
We go in. My God, how long we've been here? Well, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get into combat. Not Mortal Kombat. Not yet. Sorry.
It's been a while since I felt this falling sensation, but this time the sensation seems to continue longer than it did when I would enter TV as part of the investigation team. Before I know it, the falling has ended. I take over behind a pillar and look around for the three shadow operatives. Did I lose them? We all enter from the same television, so we should have arrived in the same place. I relax a little and take a look around. When I stand up, I noticed it. It's difficult to believe. I take a good hard look. This is a school. And not only that, but
Yasogami High School? What's going on?
this is the gate to the school I attended. The familiar school building is inside. There's But there is something unfamiliar out in front. There's a stack of strange monitors. They're all displaying the words P1 Grand Prix. This place looks like the real world, but there's something warped about it. It feels like the world is dangerous again, like it was while we were investigating the incident. But this world has returned to the way it was before. While I'm thinking, the students come walking out of the building. They gather together, and soon the area is filled with people.
Impossible. How could there be this many people in the TV world?
Suddenly the students surround me and start cheering. I see an all too familiar burst of static play across the monitors.
Let me guess. No need.
What?
Killjoy Detective? The shock leaves me founded for a while. Plus, you senpai, sister complex Kimpin. Well, it's true that. No. Calm down, Naoto. Calm down and analyze the situation.
Wait, what was your intention, Naoto? Tell me, what was your intention?
This otherworldly program, where real people's phobias are exaggerated in unworldly proportions. The setup before the video made it very clear. This broadcast could only be the Midnight Channel. And what was this fighting tournament about? Members of the investigation teams are the combatants?
It seemed that Teddy was acting as the host for this.
All of us know that Senpai is coming back to Inaba during Golden Week. Then could this be some kind of way to welcome him back? No. Calling him Sister Complex Kingpin? That's not a welcome, that's a challenge. Who would publicize a negative nickname like that? Besides, whatever the reason, I can't imagine that someone would seriously want us all to fight each other.
You do talk a lot about you. Are you insinuating something? You want to talk about Naoto? Do you want to talk about it?
What is going on? Does it mean that the rest of them are in this TV world as well? Without warning, the sound of microphone feedback pierced my ears.
Hello, boys and girls of Yasogami. Sorry for the wait.
That voice. That's Rise-san.
The students go wild. On the monitor, Teddy appears to be wearing some sort of costume.
I'm proud to announce the commencement of our very own P1 Grand Prix!
It looks like Rise-san and Teddy are the ones running this. Do they really plan on holding the P1 Grand Prix?
And now the moment you've all...
Oh, sorry about that. There we go. Another moment of you all been waiting for the chance. Okay.
If the promotion of it is correct, then there are the members of the investigation team going to show up. Just as I lean forward to see what's going on, a spotlight shines directly into my face, blinding me.
What?
The students around me raise their fists to the air and shout, This is a pickle. It seems that I won't be able to chase Kirijo-san down at this rate. First the plane hijacking, now another unforeseen interruption.
Come on down now, Chan!
Teddy, what is the meaning of this?
Didn't you watch the intro video? It's a fighting tournament!
I gathered as much, but I was asking why you would do such a thing. Pitting friend against friend in battle is going too far for a joke.
It's not a joke, though. I'm giving this 100%, just like I always do. Now get out there now, Chan. Show me everything you've got.
You're not making any sense. Besides, there's...
While I'm speaking, I see the area in front of me twist. Close my eyes at once. When I open them, I see that only certain things around me have been warped by whatever that was. The scene on the monitor is the student around me. I blink and rub my eyes, but I soon realize that my eyes aren't playing tricks on me.
Are these students an illusion someone is creating?
With their skins missing, the students have become dark shapes that only resemble a human form. Are these shadows of some sort? But I do find it hard to believe that so many people could have wandered into the TV world. Even if this many people did get in here, the town would be in an uproar over the mass disappearance of so many students. It makes more sense that for them to be shadows, but if that's the case, why did I see them as students? Could it be? Teddy and Rise do both have the power to interfere with other people's thoughts to a certain extent. it may be possible for them to be projecting illusions into my mind. But that would prove that the two of them really are the hosts of the show. I decided not to jump into any conclusions for now. Even if the two of them are behind this, why would they hold a tournament and receive me with illusions? Won't be able to figure out anything until I determine what their objective is. As I'm considering my next course of action, Teddy, or should I say General Teddy, speaks directly to me.
What are you all fidgety for now, Chan? Do you need to powder your nose?
No! Anyway, if this is not a joke, can I assume you won't easily let me go?
Bingo! You have to win the fight if you want to move on. Only the one who makes it to the very end is set free.
This is getting me nowhere. Talking to him isn't helping figure out what's going on
Well
here.
then, let's get this started. Bring out the first opponent.
Another spotlight appears across me. A person steps out of the darkness. It's
been a while, Naoto.
Senpai? Why are you here?
I promised I'd come back during Golden Week. Don't tell me you forgot.
No. Of course I remembered. It's just, I didn't expect to see you here.
I could say the same thing. I heard you couldn't make it because of your job.
Yes. Actually, I'm here on matters related to my work. It came as a surprise to me as well.
Huh. Looks like you're as uninterested in socializing as always.
Huh? What did he just say?
Everyone says that though they think of you as a friend, they never get the same vibe from you.
That's not true. I just happen to be busy with a case. But really, now's not...
Work, work, work. I guess work's all you care about in the end, even now. I'd say you're more concerned with your work than us. I get it. Hanging out with people outside work is a burden for you. It's like an invasion of your privacy.
Senpai?
He's not the type of person to speak so poorly of others, is he? Is this an illusion
Relax.
too?
I'll help get you knocked out of the tournament so you can get back to the work you love so much.
He summoned his persona.
What? Are you serious?
Somebody attacked me with his persona. That was an illusion. It was real. If it hit me, I would have been seriously hurt. But now I know something. He's clearly not in his right mind right now. The leader of the investigation team I knew would never, under any circumstance, harm his friends.
What a reunion this is turning into. If I must fight you, I will.
Alright. Let's kick our asses, I guess. Because, you know, we played the protagonist, so. Alright, Naoto. Show him what we got.
Finally.
Alright. There we go. Yeah. Could you not pull a combo? Damn it! Now we're doing that again. We're doing that again. Yu is just strong. That's the thing. Yu is very strong.
Finally.
Come on, dude. Uh-oh. Look at the fucking combos he's doing. It's like, what the hell, dude? And this is on hard. I know for a fact this is on hard. It's not risk. It's not risky. It's not the risky difficulty, which is the highest one, which I do not want to imagine. Damn it. Could you just drop it? No. No. He's doing the same combo. He's doing the slide. And a bullshit. No, no. My joystick was against me. Hold on. We can change that. We can change that. We're going to change that. Hold on. Bookmark. There we go. My joystick went crazy. Good thing we got bookmarks. Stop with the range attacks. You do so much damage. There we go. Gun. Shotgun. There we go. Sheesh. And that's because he wasn't so focused on doing the stupid combos. My shoulders heave as I gasp for breath. I managed to win, but Senpai was as strong as ever.
Naoto, are you okay?
Yes.
Senpai stands up and offers me his hand as I sit on the ground. Despite the fact that he was hurt worse than I was, the look in his eyes showed that he's seriously worried about me. He's a completely different person than the person I saw before the battle. Yes, this is the person I know.
Thank goodness.
Huh?
I mean, are you all right too, Senpai? I'm sorry for hurting you, even though the circumstances demanded it.
Oh, everything's fine here. You're back to the usual Naoto, I see.
The usual?
What's that supposed to mean? I wanted the word about the use of his word usual, but there was more important matters at hand.
Can you tell me what's going on here?
Senpai tells me about what had happened at Inaba while I was gone. I'm at a loss for words. The Midnight Challenge started to air again. The video that I saw was the promotional video for something called the P1 Grand Prix. Apparently, it had been shown a few times before I just saw it. Wait, that video. It was shown all over town? Now's not the time to let that sort of thing discourage me. According to you, Senpai, not only did the Midnight Channel make a comeback, but several of us, Kanji-kun, Teddy, and Risei-san, have gone missing. Senpai and the others entered the TV at Junes to investigate
I was
this.
shocked to see it looking completely different than before.
Indeed. But it seems, at least in part, to be an illusion.
Really?
In fact, the students gathered to watch our battle were not real.
Oh, yeah. They did seem like shadows, but different somehow. I didn't get the sense that they were hostile, though.
I thought that Risei-san and Teddy might have been illusions too, but both have gone missing. And given their persona abilities...
I cut myself off. Senpai shakes his head in
It's
response.
possible that that really was them. But we should have faith. If our enemy can use illusions, they might be victims as well.
You're right. I can at least have more faith in my friends than that.
I raise my head to look at Senpai, who's watching me. Our eyes meet, and I hurriedly look away.
Speaking of which, why are you here, Naoto?
That's
there's the question. Well, it's only natural. But I'm here on business, not on anything personal. I cannot disclose the details of my investigation. Not only are the rules, but if I spoke up, I would end up getting him involved. I have to avoid that at all costs. As I'm deciding to what to say.
You know, forget I asked. I'm just happy to see you again.
Me too. Oh, I'm sorry.
What's the matter now?
I mean, well, about me being unsociable. Please understand that it's not because my work is more important than my friends.
Huh? I've never thought that about you at all. I don't think any of us have.
Senpai.
Alrighty, time to break up your little chat.
Teddy?
Now John wins! Very impressive beating up the almighty sensei, but now it's time for you to go on. Your next opponent's already waiting!
When his speech is over, the monitor shuts off. Next opponent, huh? I'd rather not continue this charade, but I have to push forward in order to get a hold on the situation.
We should get going.
Senpai nods reassuringly. I feel a sense of relief welling up within me. I can't let my guard down, but knowing that Senpai is with me to help me face whatever lies ahead, I know I have nothing to fear. Or so I thought. Senpai is walking next to me when he suddenly stops.
An invisible wall? What is this? And how come you can pass through?
A wall? There's nothing there. I wave my hand through the place where Senpai said he couldn't pass through, but I don't feel anything. The Senpai doesn't look like he's faking it. The monitor turns on again. Teddy's face fills the screen.
Did I forget to tell you? Only the winner can move on to the next fight. No one's getting out of this school until a champion's been crowned. Only the one who fights to the very end and comes out on top can leave.
So neither opponent can leave the area unless they fight each other. You go on ahead, Naoto. I'll try and find a way to catch up.
Very well. Be careful, Senpai.
I will. See you later.
I'm hesitant to leave Senpai behind, but it can be helped. I like to try to destroy the wall, but there's nothing I can do if I can't touch it. With Senpai smiling at me, I decide to go on ahead. It looks like no matter how many people I fight, I'll have to progress myself. Who is our next challenger? After some time walking, I run smack into something, even though there's nothing there. Didn't understand what was going on at first, but I soon come to realize something. So this is one of the invisible walls Senpai was talking about. It seems that some of them won't allow anyone to pass, no matter who wins the fight. It's completely transparent. The only way to know that it's there is to feel its glass-like smoothness. I have no choice but to take a detour. But time after time, these walls keep getting in my way. I'm not choosing my path. I'm being herded. I suppose I'm following some plan laid out by whoever set this up. The gym. After I opened the door to the gym, I saw space cleared away for that. As I expected, General Teddy appears on the monitor.
You're so slow now, Chan. Your second opponent's been waiting for you.
I've said it before, but I don't intend to fight my friends.
Alrighty, let's do this. Bring out the next opponent.
Is it Yosuke?
Yo,
Oh, it's Kanji.
how's it hanging now, doll?
Kanji-kun?
Now, doll. Well, he certainly looks like Kanji-kun, but it only looks that way.
I'm thinking, the way you talk is so lame.
Huh?
I thought I was ready to face anyone, but this isn't a matter of being in my right mind or not. Is this an illusion? Oh, please let this one be an illusion.
Way too uptight and goody-goody. Makes you sound so distant, you dig?
Goody goody.
Is that so?
See, that's what I'm talking about. You could have just said, oh, you think so?
You think so?
Ah, now you're getting it. Now I feel like I'm on your wavelength.
Thanks. Then again, relatability aside, I feel like you were miles away from me to begin with.
Hey, you're doing it again. What's with the Miss Manners act?
I'm sorry. It's a habit of mine.
Or maybe it's that you don't care about getting close to us, huh? You don't feel like you gotta bother getting to know us and stuff?
Of course I don't think. Hell no, man.
You never warm up to anyone because you set your standards so goddamn high.
Oh dear. He's shown his true self.
Is it, you know what? Are you putting on a show of not letting anyone near you because you got no confidence in yourself? Is that it?
Kanji-kun.
They may be false accusations, but some of those statements are hitting home. I can't brush off these words, and my heart
Why are you
aches.
so nervous? Your height? Your body? That girly voice? Let me give you a little lesson in manliness. I hope you're ready for the pain.
This is
Wait a
insanity.
second. I didn't say any.
Well, let's be kanji. Let's be kanji up. Let's see how bullshit he is. Are we starting now, Kanji? Oh, for crying out loud. No, 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 no. Please don't kill me. Kill me. Ah, it's just combos, and especially the grabbing, and its grabbing does a lot of damage. I was doing this. I was gonna do the same thing. Give me to it. Oh, for crying out loud. Crying out loud. No.
No match.
So aggressive. Why am I having a hard time? Like seriously, versus compared to the story, they're different, even though the same difficulty. No. No. No, wait, what? Oh, crap. Oh, come on, dude. Kanji, I hate you so much in the eye. Like, seriously, so BS.
Come on.
No match for me.
I can't read the chair. The chair's too BS. Kanji, you're so BS. It's his grabs, dude. He does so much damage, and even though I'm trying to get up again, he's already prepared for another grab. It takes so much damage. Such a grabber you are. Oh. Oh no. Look at that, dude. We're here for another one. Uh oh. Like, fuck, dude. He just... I don't know how many times... I don't know what my temp rate is this one. I think the AI kind of reads me. No, you're not grabbing me. Seriously, dude? No. Can you? No! For fuck's sake, Hanji. Am I that predictable to you, Kanji? Am I that predictable that just to get up, you're like, yeah, let's do another grab. It's got low health. That would kill him. Come on. Oh, for crying out loud. Oh, for fuck's sake, Kanji. Nope. No, no. Ah, it's so annoying. He attacks so constantly. Like, fuck. I'm just gonna have to cheese my way through it.
What?
You like that? You like that, Kanji? You like the spam attacks? I don't think you can cope with a spam attack, do you? I swear, if he gets me either way. I swear I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna fucking lose it. Kanji, for fuck's sake. Stop with the fucking grabs. That's so unfair. You literally, you're my favorite character, but you're the most annoying to play against. Yeah, why not do a grab? Let's do another grab. Because why the fuck not? Can I grab you? Are you grabbing me? No, you're not. No, you're not. Nope, nope, nope. We're ending this. We're ending this. You've gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh, he's such an annoying dude. The fact that he's constantly grabbing me is so annoying. Kanji, I need to move this. Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake. There's no way of dodging his bullshit attacks. It's so bizarre. I'm trying to dodge. I'll just grab you. Like, where are you going? Oh my god, hard time. Kanji, you son of a bitch. And there's no way for me to block it either, because grabs are meant for that way. I just grabbed you first. Come on. Come on. No, I'm not doing that attack. The skull icon, what it actually does, if you do Hamon or a Mudon, you actually can actually insta kill the opponent. But because of how annoying Kanji is, I don't want to risk it.